Hello, this is the TradeSite Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 19th of November, 2017, ending Friday the 24th. This is the week of Thanksgiving. It's an interesting week every year for a couple of reasons. Obviously, here in the U.S., people are gone for most of the week. Sunday night to Monday, maybe something. Monday night to Tuesday, maybe something. Wednesday, everybody hits the road for the Thanksgiving holiday. Thursday, the banks are closed. Friday's a half day in the stock market. Nothing going on. And but what's interesting is, so most of the time you've got maybe 2 days of action, and then we just goof around. What's interesting though is that there was about 10 years ago, one of the biggest days of the year was Thanksgiving night going into Friday. They just moved the market. So we always want to make calls Thanksgiving night going to Friday. We don't make calls Wednesday going into Thanksgiving itself because the banks are closed. So we will take a look at all that. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Came down a bit this week. Nothing really to talk about from a technical perspective. Let's go through the daily charts of the major indices, and then we'll look at the economic data coming out this week after we look at the intra-week action. Euro dollar pretty narrow, and it was just exactly the opposite of the dollar index as usual. Pound dollar has been really flat for like 2 months, like not much going on. Lucky we've made money on that one. Aussie dollar dips to new lows for the last 5 months, 6 months. Pound yen been really flat, never got a 13 sell signal. Euro yen really flat, really flat for the last couple of months. Pound Swiss, here we go. And then the New Zealand dollar to new lows here. All right, so let's look at the intra-week action on the various pairs that we watched. So here's the euro dollar. High to low for the week is 200 pips almost exactly. Most of the movement was Tuesday. Other than that, it wasn't much of a trader. Pound dollar, exactly 200 pips also. Like, it's amazing. These two are exactly 200 pips high to low. This one was a little less interesting from a trading perspective. Made a little money on Thursday night going into Friday. But that's about it. So there really wasn't much to look at from a technical perspective. I mean, we're not going to drop our size this time of year because the action was not great, but it wasn't great. I mean, we did fine, but we didn't make a ton. All right, economic data coming out this week. Remember, again, it's the Thanksgiving holiday. We're past options expiration for November. New Zealand FPI, Japan trade balance, those are Sunday numbers. German PPI, China's CB leading index, Europe's ECB president speaks. We got the CB leading index out of the U.S. Monday morning. Monetary policy meeting minutes out of Australia. Credit card spending out of New Zealand. All industries activity out of Japan. We go into Tuesday. Trade balance out of Switzerland. Public sector net borrowing out of the UK. Inflation report hearings out of the UK. Canada's got their wholesale sales. New Zealand's got GDT price index. And then U.S. has existing home sales. That night, visitor arrivals out in New Zealand. Fed Chair Yellen speaking at 6 p.m. somewhere in the world. That's Eastern time. Australia's MI leading index and construction work done. Go to Wednesday. German 30-year bond auction. UK's autumn forecast statement. I've never heard of this. Durable orders out of the U.S. and unemployment claims. That's the weekly number on Wednesday, not Thursday this week because of the holiday. Consumer confidence out of Europe. University of Michigan state sentiment. That's on Wednesday again at 10 a.m. Eastern instead of Friday because of the holiday. Crude oil inventories and natty gas also on Wednesday. Fed meetings, minutes from the last meeting are released 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Retail sales out of New Zealand that night. Bank holiday out of Japan. Then we go to Thursday, which is Thanksgiving here in the U.S., but Europe's still going, so they've got all their the final GDP out of Germany, and then the flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI numbers out of France, Germany, the broad European sector. We've got second estimate of GDP out of the UK, preliminary business investment out of the UK, index of services there, CB realized sales there. Bank holiday, like I said, in the US, obviously. Canada's got core retail sales, and then trade balance out of New Zealand Thursday night. Going into Friday, which is that half day here in the US, we'll make some calls for Forex just in case, but it's not usually that interesting. Flash manufacturing PMI, German IFO business confident climate out of Europe, high street lending out of the UK, corporate profits out of Canada, flash manufacturing PMI out of the US doesn't come out to that Friday, that half day. That is it. And it's always an interesting week, but it's one of my favorite. I love Turkey. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week and a great Thanksgiving holiday.